heard it online and you think there's no rival. You want it for your collection, but have you heard it on vinyl? Hello and welcome back to another episode of But Have You Heard It on Vinyl with Danny over there.
Hello.
And myself, Simon. How you all doing? How are you doing, Danny?
I'm alright. As we've just said, it's we're kind of, getting on for Easter now. It's nice and warm here, but you're freezing cold, you just said.
Yeah, it's cold down here.
Sunny Midlands and all that, as no one said ever.
As per usual, we will be going through what we've been listening to recently. We have a new feature, which is...
It's the vinyl countdown. Da, da, da.
And what is the vinyl countdown?
Well, it's like... it's very clever. It's like the song, Very clever, isn't it? See what we did there? I honestly don't know how we come up with this shit. We absolutely wasted here. Anywho, to replace the vinyl alphabet, which reached its natural conclusion last episode, we decided to replace it to have fun with years and memories. So we're picking up from the year that yours truly was born.
1950.
That's right. just post-war, my post-war baby. And we'll be picking an album from that year, and then each episode picking a subsequent year from that point forward until yourself enters the world. Sort of, what was that, mid 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, so like that. I'm only a few years behind.
So yeah, that's been exciting. That's been exciting, picking something out from that year where you suddenly realise, shit, what actually did come out in 1975 as it happens. But so that'll be good. Looking forward to that.
Cool, and then our feature this time is the fall heads roll. So we're going to talk about the new edition that's come out, as well as things all fall related. And then we've obviously got some stuff at the end to chat about. So anyway, let's crack on. Well, do you want to start? Because I think you've got some stuff in your one which then relates to the feature anyway. So.
I do. And I will start with that, actually. I've been listening to The Fall a bit lately. I've been boring you to death with that. I picked up a copy of their, I want to say 1983, 1982, 83, I forget, called Perverted by Language.
Wonderful.
And this is it's one of these music on vinyl reissues that we keep talking about on various occasions because they're great. And it's a limited edition pink copy to go with the sleeve.
Okay.
I've never heard this album before. I just picked it up on a whim because I was listening to him a lot. And you know what? It's absolutely phenomenal. It is such a good album. I can't believe I've never tried it. But yeah, it's The Fall typically, isn't it? They're very sort of... from the outside looking, it's a bit daunting. It's just such a big catalogue. And to pick one, it's like... But yeah, I went for this. It's just... I can't even explain how good it is. It's such a worthy... What should have been the natural successor to Hex Induction Hour, which we talked about last time. They did something else in the meantime, which I gather is not so great, as per Fall standards, Marquis Smith. But yeah, this is just utterly super. It's pretty much the same lineup, but with Brick Smith. I think this is Brick's first album with them. And it's just, you've got your sort of catchier side of The Fall. Mark's on fine form with his weird diatribes at the world and whatever. And then there's just some really sort of percussion, sort of tribally sort of stuff on here that really of the time, and it really shows off, the band as opposed to just Marquis Smith. And it's fairly concise. I think it's 8 tracks. It's about 38 minutes or so it's fairly concise. But considering Hex Induction was an hour,
right?
This is a bit more concise, but just utterly superb. I'm so glad I decided to take the plunge on that, and looking forward to talking about 4 more in the feature.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think that's the thing. There is so many albums by them. I think when I went a bit nuts and was buying everything, I probably missed quite a lot. I kind of knew the big ones off each album, but I haven't really gone back and delved. But maybe I will do at one point.
No, it's that thing where, because I'd not listened to for years, and then just started picking around them again. And then once you're in there, once you're in that hole, Christ, you just get lost in it for weeks. So, and then when I come back round to him again, I don't know.
Fair enough. Cool. Yeah, well, we can delve into, as you said, a bit more depth in a bit.
Yep. Elsewhere, following that, I don't know how. I've got I've got a bookshelf with loads of books on, obviously, because that's what bookshelves are for, right? I just realised how stupid that was as I said it.
It was very stupid, but I was going to let it slide.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's one book on there. Occasionally, because I reread a lot of music biographies. I don't just buy a book and it goes on the shelf and that's it. And most of my books are music biogs. I actually got rid of a load last year because I just read them and sent them back into the wild. So I was looking for something else to read, and I thought the REM biography stood out, and I thought I remember enjoying that, and I do like a bit of REM, so I'll start reading that again. So I've been reading that and listening to the band while in the process of. So the next album I want to talk about is the REM's debut album, Murmur, again from 83, same year as The Fall. There you go.
Oh, okay.
I didn't put that connection together. So that's what's happening in America, and Fall's what's happening in the UK. Very, very odd. What thoughts on REM?
Yeah, no, I like them. They're one of these bands that I kind of ignored for a very, very long time, just because I think I just remember the shiny, happy people and that side of them, and wasn't too keen. But I remember really loving the Monster album.
Yes.
Just because it was so I love Frequency, Kenneth and all those ones, and then I kind of got into them, so I sort of saw the joys of Automatic for the People and whatever those sort of albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the big shiny commercial 90s stuff.
Yeah, then I had a flatmate. He was a big fan, so I remember getting quite into New Adventures at Hi-Fi and watching some video or tour video about it all. And I think generally I've never found one of their albums has ever blown me completely away. I think they're one which I've got a good compilation which fills all the era from start to finish, and that one I listened to quite a bit.
Well, I'm very much like you. I like, because you got the 80s, the early REM stuff, which is the real cult favourite everybody loves, and then you got the 90s stuff, which not something people kind of frown on that. But I'm like you. I've always been a massive fan of Monster. I think it's a fantastic album. I really, really love that album. And it's kind of really sort of, people sort of frown upon it like they've dumbed down because they've just made a big rock record. But I think it's bloody brilliant. I love it. Yeah, it really does. Because, so that and Automatic for the People historically have been my REM. Automatic is just amazing. And then Monster. And then, like you say, New Adventures. Post that, didn't really bother, and of the early stuff I picked up Murmur and the second album Reckoning fairly close together a few years back, and I've enjoyed pulling this out, and I have listened to Reckoning as well, but I'll be here all day if I talk about everything. Murmur's like the classic sort of, it's one of the greatest albums I've made and all this sort of stuff, and I've never quite I really enjoy it. I know it inside out. I'm just waiting for that moment that just it hits me. There's just something kind of a little bit lacking on it for me. Yeah,
it's got some good moments. I know what you mean. Like, it starts off wow, and then I just kind of, I don't know. I know what you mean by lacking. There's just something quite not there for me. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, stylistically as well, it's a bit like the first Smiths album. First Smiths album's great, but it's not quite there. But then you get Meaty's Murder or Hatful of Holler, and the bang, you've got that missing element, and it just blows it wide open, and it's awesome. And REM were just missing that little special little bit of sauce for me. So while I do enjoy Murmur, and I've really enjoyed listening to it, it's not quite the classic that for me that it is for other people. And that's, and I'm unashamedly the fan of the big 90s, guitar band type style rather than the earlier obscure stuff, but I will persevere. I do prefer Reckoning to this, to be honest. I think this is kind of the start, and then Reckoning they added something again which was like, oh okay, yeah, I'm getting this more. So whether the subsequent albums before your Monsters and such like are any better, I don't know. I've not really, there's a handful of REM albums I know, and there's a lot I'm missing. So, but reading this book, I'm very much, okay, maybe I should try another couple of their albums. So I may be talking about them again in a future episode if I go down that path, which I may.
I just remember Murmur being quite twee compared to later stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it's very jangly.
Very sparse. Yeah, very jangly, very sparse. Yeah. It's just, even I think Michael hasn't completely come into his voice, I don't think. It's strong enough, but not quite. Like, when you get to, like, Monster and some of those later ones, he's just got such a unique voice, and I don't think it's quite fully formed on that first album.
No, it's very he's very willfully obscure, and I like that about it because he doesn't enunciate words. Nothing jumps out, so it sounds like you can't make out words. It's very kind of mumbly. It's great, and he does become a great singer after this.
Could be just a confidence thing within the band, like
possibly. It suits the music. I mean, to be fair, for a debut album, it's very accomplished.
Yeah. But
yeah, I've enjoyed doing that. This is a copy. I think it's just a reissue from like the 15 or so years ago. It's on the IRS label, so it's an original reissue. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Great, a brilliant sleeve as well. What a band! I mean, look at it really, and reading the book. What a band! I mean, to accomplish what they did, and we talked about it last week about how bands used to be a comfort, allowed time to grow and become something, and they had like 5 or 6 albums to do it, which is weird. It's rare because they got the first multi-million seller like 7 albums in, 10 years into their career, suddenly bang, they've got the platinum album they always deserved, and then from that point forward they never look back. Yeah, I can't think of another band like that, and then ended on their own terms.
Natural trajectory from start to finish.
That's it. So yeah, we enjoyed that.
Wicked.
We'll talk about one more, because this is again another one of our favourites. This is Depeche Mode.
Yes.
And it's their latest album, Memento Mori. Now, the story with this is, when it came out, because it's on double opaque red vinyl with an etched 4th side. When it came out, I think it was like 45 quid. And I was
it was expensive.
Yeah, and I was initially like, I'm not paying 45 quid for a record. Which, I mean, it's a bit more commonplace now, but when was this, 2 years ago? 3 years ago? And I was like, no,
Jesus, that's gone quick.
It'll come down. It never came down, and in fact it started creeping up over 50 quid, weirdly. And I heard it, I really liked it, but I just refused to buy it. And then I was by chance, I was at a record fair in Sutton a couple of weeks ago, and it was there for £30 English. So I thought, right, now is my opportunity to buy this. So I did. Love this album. I think it's great. I think it's it's sad because Fletcher's gone, so it's just down to the 2. But it's kind of, for all that, and for how dark Depeche Mode can get in their music, it's a fairly light album. It's fairly breezy, It feels a little nostalgic. They've got the strong points on. There's no sort of... A lot of their albums from the last sort of 10, 15 years, they're kind of maybe sort of 60-40 in favour of great and, This is closer to, I would say, 80-20. There's only a couple of songs I'm not crazy about. It doesn't drag. There's 12 tracks. And you could pick... I think there's 3 singles off this, I think. And you could have picked another 2 or 3 singles because they're just very catchy.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good one. Like that, is it Ghosts?
Yeah, Ghosts again.
That was just such a great single. I love that one. It's like it just slowly builds and stuff. And even the beginning track, I went and saw them on that tour, and I thought they were amazing. I really, really enjoyed them. Like that's the thing, though. So they're very good that their songs slip into the set list so well. They normally, as you said, play about your 3-4 songs off it when they do a new tour, and they work well. And Dave is always very captivating live. And no, I enjoyed the album. I think, as you said, it was definitely higher up compared to the last few. I wasn't a massive fan of the last one. I
can't even remember what it's called. It had a terrible sleeve. It's got going backwards on it. Oh, bloody hell, what was it called?
That Revolution one. I can't remember. Spirits,
that's it.
Yeah. No, so yeah, that one wasn't too much. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that one. Had a few moments on it, and then the one before it, the Delta Machine, wasn't too bad. It was just, I know what you mean. They kind of, yeah, but this one was good. I like what's that? People are good. I love that song. It's got a real beat to it.
It sounds really fresh.
Yeah, no, it is. It's good. It's got a good sound to it. I think, sadly, no matter, like, it was a shame that Fletch isn't there, but no offence to him, he never contributed in that sense. So,
yeah, you don't know what he was contributing musically, but often people's just presence and advice and nod of a head or sort of thing helps with the development of something.
He was always, from what I understand, he was always more involved in the business side of things. He was the business brain, made sure that everything was ticking along and that side of stuff. But no, I think on stage, even though, as I said once before, you never knew quite what he was doing, he was always the one that looked like he was having the most fun in the back there. So, no, it's a shame, but it's a nice tribute to him. It's got its little dark moments, but as you said, I find it's got the little bit of darkness, but then you can see like the light and the what's the word?
It's kind of uplifting.
Yeah, something's come out of it.
Rather than dour and woe is me. It's a bit more, rather than oh my god he's gone. It's more like we had him. We should rejoice the fact we had him, sort of thing. And
yeah,
that's good. I like it. And if they went out on this album, I think it's a great one to go on.
Yeah, I still see them doing more.
I think they probably will, to be honest. It's a good benchmark. So that's been me.
No, it's a good one to finish on. From your point, I'm glad you finally got it. Like, I enjoyed it. I think it's a weird one as well, though. I find with the vinyl, I don't know if yours is the same one. It's a slightly bigger size than my other vinyls.
Oh, I can't get it in a plastic sleeve. It's pissed me off.
No,
it's just gonna have to go in the rack and get scratched.
Yeah, I noticed that one. I tried to put it in. I realised it's like 0.5 centimetre bigger all the way round than anything else. You're just like, why? Why would you do that?
It's like when you buy CDs. I'm looking at my CD shelf now. It's up and down.
Oh, yeah. I've got that. Which one is it? I've got Uncle album, War Stories, but I got like a special edition, which is great. But the bastard box is just, it would not fit in any kind of... So it has to like go on its side and slip in. Oh, it's awful. Third world problems of music collectors.
Especially if you've got a particular band, and I'm looking now at Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
When you want them all to fit nice, you want the collection of the band to fit nice, but you can't fit a specific Pearl Jam album in there, so it's got to go lie on top. So yeah, it's just aesthetically, it's fucking irritating. But like you say, the first world problems and all that.
I know, you're just like, why would you do that to me? Like, why can you not just stay everything the same and like, But no, yeah, I know what you mean. I've got a few like that. Just really, really piss me off some days. Anyway, on to my plays. All right, I've had a few simple ones. Like I quite like my punk. I like my punk music. And I read about this one the other week and thought, oh no, I'll pull the trigger. I went and listened to it quickly on streaming and really enjoyed it. It's the bassist from Pennywise, Randy Bambury, has, I guess, done a side project, which is made at the moment. It's just him and Adrian Young, who's the more known for the drummer from No Doubt. It's a simple album, 30 minutes. Not changing the formula really. Not as fast and in your face as Pennywise. It's just melodic punk music. Simple, songs are catchy. Like it's mixed by Cameron Webb, who did quite a lot of the punk stuff. He also worked with Motorhead and many other people. And it's just a simple album. I just quite enjoyed it. It's not much to it. It's on a little small label called Double Helix Records. I think there's 3 different variants. They're all splatter, but with a yoke. Like the yoke colour in the middle.
Okay.
So there's a red, there's a green, and a grey. So I've got the grey one. But no, I've just really enjoyed it. It's I don't know if anything. I think he sort of put this up so that when Pennywise, who I think they're one of his bands now, who do a bit of touring and then have a break. So I think all of them got little projects. He's now got his own little thing to do. I think since touring these days, from what I saw, the drummer from NoFX, who obviously hasn't got a band anymore, he's now joined as the touring drummer. I don't know if he'll be on the next release. So it's cool. I've really enjoyed it. It's really simple. So if you just like your just bog standard melodic punk music, it's not going to change anybody's lives, but it's catchy. I really, really enjoyed it. I've put it on quite a few times, been listening to it. So that one I've really enjoyed. It's just simple songs. Go check them out. So they're called 84 Days, and the album's also called 84 Days. So that was just a simple one, a bit of background music. You know what I mean? So I've enjoyed that one. The next one I'm going to talk about is because we had the recent death of Phil Campbell.
We did.
From Motorhead, which is a real shame. I saw that he had cancelled a few gigs because of health issues and stuff.
Yeah.
I think they were meant to be playing some festival this month, or something, in April, sorry, in Brighton, and they've had to cancel it, and Therapy have stood him.
They have.
And then pretty much 2 days later, the news came that he passed away. Something to do with a complication with an operation or something, or he didn't get over an operation he had. So I don't know quite what's been. They've kept it quite quiet, which is fair enough.
He's not as old as I thought he was, to be fair.
68 or something.
I don't think was he even that old. I don't know. Definitely 60s, but it's no age these days.
Maybe 64, I don't know. But yeah, I had the luck of meeting him once in Oxford. I went to like a little guitar show, stroke record fair thing a long time ago. It would have been like early 90s. I think my brother bought some bootleg of Nirvana concerts, and I think we found Guns N' Roses ones, and I found out he was playing, so I went and saw him do a little demonstration stuff. He seemed a nice bloke. He's always comes across quite down to earth, heavy Welsh accent and all that, drinking cider, talking rubbish. I think no one's got a bad word to say about him. They always just say he's just the funniest person in the room. So it was a real shame that he died. I decided to pull out my favourite Motorhead album, which has Phil on it, and that is Bastards, which is just an absolute classic. You got things like Born to Raise Hell is the one which everyone would know, because obviously that was in the Airheads movie when they re-recorded it with Ice-T, I want to say, and Whitfield Crane, I think. Okay. I don't know if you remember that one. But the rest of the album is just solid from start to finish. On Your Feet, On Your Knees, Burner. Like the whole album. I think this is the first one with Mickey D, I think. Wurzel was still in the band at this point. So for me, it's the classic era that I remember, because I sort of remember the earlier 90s. I didn't really get into Motorhead until later. The Fast Eddie Clarke era I thought was pretty good, but I always enjoyed this one the most. I think after this one, to be honest, always sounds like the most, what's the word? It's got a lot of energy to it. I like it. It really sort of hammers all the way through. They just sound like they're having loads of fun, and the songs are really solid. The production was good, so I really enjoyed it. I think the only thing I don't like is actually my pressing, because I got it out the other day to listen to it. It's just one of those ones, I think, like it looks like almost like a photocopy of the back cover. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like a scan. There's no inner stuff. There's no liner notes, and it's just a really, really thin vinyl. So I don't know if they've ever done a reissue of this one. Probably with a better version. So I don't know when I bought this ages ago. I think I only bought it for about 15 quid or something. It's meant to be on Steam Hammer, I think was the label at the time, but this one says it's released by Golden Core Records, so it's probably a shit bootleg that I didn't even realise and I bought off Amazon or something. But anyway, it's a really good album, really enjoy it. So it's probably the one from Motorhead I play the most, really. So no, it was good. Put a little bit of tribute on, put him on. It's ripping songs, good. Phil was, I always thought, probably one of their better guitarists, I thought. Yeah, I didn't even know Wurzel. I didn't realise Wurzel was still with him at that point. I didn't realise Wurzel and Phil played together. I thought Phil placed Wurzel, but that's not the case. No, it's not. Basically, I think they both turned up to audition for the band, and while other people were auditioning, they basically had a little chat and realised that they could both get in the band, so they split up the solos and basically did their rehearsals and said, well, look, if we both do it, it's going to sound like this, and convinced Lemmy to basically take on both of them. Yeah, I was reading about that one. So yeah, they both turned up for the auditions and decided, well, why don't we just both get the job?
How very diplomatic.
Yeah, I think they did one more album after this together, and then Wurzel left, and then it was pretty much Phil for the next 30 years or something. But no, that was a good one. I enjoy a bit of Motorhead, so I really enjoed that one. Yeah, I've never really tried them. I don't know why, because any Motorhead song I hear I think is fantastic, but I'll probably know maybe 5 songs, if that. They've got their classic stuff, but then I think their later era, no offence to them, they've got their bog standard, it's a Motorhead song, you know it. Yeah. And then I find the rest of the album, you kind of get one really, really massive song that is the clear hit for the thing, and the rest of them are just Motorhead by numbers for the rest of it. So I don't think they did any major classic ones probably since this one for me. They're all solid, nothing nothing to break the bank, do you know what I mean? All right, and my last one is something I bought purely because of a conversation I think we had the week before, where we both were saying how none of us own an Erasure album.
We did. It's quite comedic that you've gone from Motorhead to Erasure.
Yeah, no. Just showing how cool and eclectic I am.
Wow. He's so cool. He's crazy.
I know. You don't know what he's going to play. But yes, because of that, I just went and looked up and went, all right, what is meant to be their best album? And it came up with this one, which is The Innocents. So everyone would know it because the huge hit, A Little Respect.
Oh, that was... Is that the debut?
No, it's in their debut album, I think.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought Respect on your debut, that's some good going.
No, I think this is like their, I don't know, 4th or 5th.
Oh, okay.
This is 1988, so they started in like 82, 83, so it's like 5 years in. So yeah, this one, I love it. To be honest, apart from one song on it, I don't think there's a bad song. There's basically an instrumental one at the beginning of side 2 called 65,000. Doesn't really do anything, it's a bit meandering and stuff like that. But all the rest of the songs on here are all just as solid as each other. Like Little Respect obviously is the huge song here, but then you've got Ship of Fools, Chains of Love, Phantom Bride, Heartstar. I've listened to it quite a few times recently, and not one song has made me go, oh, it's like a lesser one. They're just as good. I think the production values are a lot better than anything that Vince Clarke has done before. They've got Stephen Hague, who I don't know where I recognise that name from.
I know that name. Yeah.
Is that the Smiths?
Stephen Hague? No. Oh, what, as producer? No.
Yeah.
That's Stephen Street, isn't it?
Ah, Stephen Street. That's it. Yeah. I recognise.
I do know the name. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can't think where, but the whole thing is just bigger sounding, fatter. It just sounds brilliant. So I've really, really thoroughly enjoyed listening to this one. So I'm glad I finally went, all right, I'll try and find myself an Erasure album. But there's not really a bad song on it. So I can see why it's held as there. Number one. I think this is a reissue from... Doesn't really say, but I would imagine it's only from like a couple of years ago. Because I think there was a big reissue campaign. But it sounds great. So, no, very much enjoyed Erasure.
I don't think they're a particularly expensive band either, are they? Readily available. I do see them at fairs and record shops and stuff fairly cheaply.
Yeah, no, this one was... I can't remember where I saw it, but it wasn't much. Less than 20. No, well, happy with that one. So, yeah, I was glad to get a bit of synth pop going. So, between that and Motorhead... I've very, very much enjoyed it. So no, there you go. So I might dig into some more Erasure than what the rest of the catalogue is like. I know Sometimes and a few of the other hits, but this one ticked all the boxes for me.
Well, that's what we wanted to do. Just find one and have a go.
And that's it. That's my plans. So I guess we should try out my new jingle.
Let's go for it.
Stop! Not Sue!
Oh. It's the vinyl countdown. Okay, that is, as we heard, the vinyl countdown. So, what are we looking at? We're looking at 1975.
A lot of effort went into
That was, yeah, I know.
All of 10 minutes.
What are you saying, man?
I mean, by the time we had the idea and you did the jingle, I mean, my coffee was still warm. I was still just the same cup of coffee.
Oh, when it comes to jingles, I don't fuck around.
And it was perfect. It's perfect.
Thank you very much. All right, so what is your 1975?
Well, I initially picked yours. I've seen on the chat we have the one you've picked, and I thought I nearly went for that, but I thought it's, so I thought I'd go for something different. I've actually gone for Radioactivity by Kraftwerk. Ooh, exciting! The year I was born, in the dark depths of the Midlands. This is what's happening in Germany. So you could say two classics were born that summer.
Obviously,
let's go with that.
Immaculate Conception and this one.
Kraftwerk. I have a handful of Kraftwerk albums. I haven't got typically of me, I haven't got the classic that everybody knows, which is the Man Machine. That's the one I haven't got.
Okay.
And weirdly, Radioactivity. These were all re-released a few years ago. I'm just showing you the sleeve now. They took the original album, which was like a black and white sleeve off an old sort of radiogram or something, and when you flip it over, it's got the back of the. They reissued,
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, they reissued all their albums with just a a striking image. So you go in the shop and you know exactly what they is. So with Radioactivity, it's got like the nuclear. It's a yellow sleeve with the red nuclear. I think it's a nuclear thing.
It's the Radioactivity.
Yeah, that's it. A Radioactivity sign. Absolutely. Jesus Christ. It almost makes sense now.
Caring for the aged.
And then you also get a fat booklet, and these things are retailing relatively cheaply, and the fat booklet's got all the original artwork and things in there as well, so that's really cool. So you still get the original artwork, it's just in the booklet. The album itself, it hadn't been one of my favourite Kraftwerk albums because it's very it's kind of like a song cycle, like a lot of their stuff, but it's more noise, sort of noise, but they're messing with Geiger counters and radio waves and things like that. So there's only sort of a handful of actual tracks. The title track being the big one, obviously, which is just absolutely awesome. But yeah, by the second side, it's a bit more difficult to get on board with because it is just a lot of sounds and like turning of a dial and stuff like that. And but it's a really great album, and I don't know why I never really ranked it with the likes of Trans Euro Express and stuff like that, Electric Cafe. But yeah, I've really enjoyed playing this. I've not listened to it for a while, but yeah, great band. And I will say, people talk about the first Joy Division album, Unknown Pleasures, and what a genius Martin Hannett was for the production and stuff. He's lifted it wholesale from this. The Joy Division album, you can actually pinpoint this. Oh God, yeah, it sounds like it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying he's a thief, but it's absolutely, he's not quite the genius that made it, because they kind of just took it from. He's listened to this and go, okay, let's add guitars to that sound. Yeah, so it sounds fantastic, and this is like 51 years old. It sounds phenomenal. Well worth a listen. Really enjoyed digging that out.
Yeah, I've got all the CDs of the Kraftwerk. I find them, there's something that I dip in and out with. I find there's the songs which I get really, really into and I really, really enjoy. And then I find other ones, I think a bit like you were saying with this one, I find some a bit self-indulgent and lesser so. I can see why they're so
revered.
Yeah, and like everyone sort of quotes them as like the pioneers and stuff. They did so much for electric music and synth and all that sort of stuff. They were like no one else. They didn't seem to really care. On the surface, they sound very, very basic and simple, but it's what they've taken away from it that makes it what it is, if that makes sense. And literally no one else is doing anything like this. It's phenomenal stuff. I know, and they're still in one form or another going now, and they're still like, I still see that they like headline festivals and God knows what else. Like, good on them. Like, I can't take that away from them.
I don't know whether they've actually. The last album I saw by them, I think, was Tour de France soundtracks. Yeah. And I don't know if that was a compilation or just remixes or something. But the last album proper I know was Electric Calf, which has now been rebranded as Techno Pop. That was the mid-80s, and that's a fantastic.
Yeah, no, I want to say that the Tour de France was an original, but I could be wrong. I don't know. It's very hard to know some days.
But again, that was a long... just generally in life. There's a lot of information out there, Daniel. I can't take it all on board, man.
I don't know. But no, that's a good one. I do very much enjoy a bit of Kraftwerk occasionally. It's probably the rarer side I listen to it these days, but...
Yeah, very occasionally, but yeah, great. So what's yours? I know what it is.
Oh, I won't bother them. Well, it's one that we have talked about before when we did the double albums. To be honest, I could only find a few from 1975 that I've got on vinyl that I listen to regularly. But this one is my favourite Led Zeppelin album out in 1975 was Physical Graffiti, which we talked about before. For me, it is a perfect album. It's got everything I want out of a Led Zeppelin one. I like the little quirkier songs at the end. I love the epic stuff. I love the sound of it. There's another one which I think we were talking about the other week when I said about what's it called, ZZ Top. I think I kind of remember my dad had the cassette of this in the car as well, so I remember hearing physical graffiti loads. I kept fast forward and rewinding to listen to Boogie with Stew and songs like that. But I just love it. There's just so many amazing songs on this. The version I have was the 40th anniversary edition, the 180 gram vinyl. It's got all the original die cut sleeve and stuff, and it just sounds wonderful. And it's just one that I go back to and back to. I used to be all about Led Zeppelin 2 until I heard this one, and then this one is the one that I probably play the most out of the whole catalogue.
I would say the same. That All Houses the Holy, actually.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. But so many great things on here. Night Fly, Down by the Seaside, I think is just brilliant. But yeah, like, funny enough, Kashmir is probably one of my lesser favourite ones on it. I don't mind Kashmir, but I prefer a lot more on this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think everyone's performance is good. I think for me, it was their last perfect album before things started going a little bit here and there. Like, I love Presence, but I think by the time it got to their final album, Jimmy just wasn't really in the state of mind to put out what he used to. So no, this one I think is perfect. I know recently didn't they go and do an EP of live recordings from around this period?
Oh, they did. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I still haven't checked it out yet. But there's so much Led Zeppelin live things. No offence to them, I probably over listened to Led Zeppelin live. At one point, I was like, I love the BBC sessions. I thought that one was amazing. And I got the reissue of Song Remains the Same with all like the extra tracks and the full concerts, which is brilliant. And it's not their best performances, but it's such an amazing album. But yeah, I haven't bothered to go and investigate the EP.
Yeah, no, I'd completely forgotten about it, to be fair.
For 1975, like, thing is, I did look up, and I think some of the other albums I could have chosen from 1975, we only just talked about, because I think Station to Station.
Yeah.
Or was it Station to Station or Fame or something? Young Americans. One of those two was either just done it. And I think there was another album we recently just done, which was 1975. And I was like, no, it's fine. I'm just going to stick with this one because it's one of my favourite albums ever.
And the purpose of this is it's stuff that's, to a certain extent, part of your life, you know. It's
Well, Led Zeppelin is a huge part of my life. I think one of my earliest memories was I think my brother or my dad playing Led Zeppelin 2 to me with the Whole Lot of Love, with the what's it called, the drag racing, going side to side and all that sort of stuff. I was obsessed by it. I thought it was brilliant. And then Led Zeppelin, I've just always been there. My brother's a huge fan, my dad's a huge fan. Yeah, I could never fault them. They were like one of my first real... I remember Dad getting the CD of remasters, and I was just listening to that over and over again.
Oh, that was great. When that came out, what was that, about 1990, I want to say? That was awesome.
Possibly. I think my dad bought the CD before he had a CD player, I think. Knowing that he was going to get one, but I remember he kind of got hold of it. But yeah, no, absolute genius. So Led Zeppelin, I don't talk enough about them. They're probably one of my favourite bands ever. So
no, same here, absolutely same here. But we say that about every band we talk about.
Yeah, I know, it's hard, isn't it? There's so much.
But there are only a handful of bands that you've had since you were a child, and you still listen to and still buy and still interested in. And Led Zeppelin, absolutely one of those for me.
Yeah, no, indeed. It's just, ingrained in me from my parents. So, yeah, there you go. So that was perfect. 1975, that is the first one of our vinyl countdown. So next week, on to 1976. Woohoo! Okay, well, let's go to our feature. We got a feature, musical feature. Here comes our feature coming up now.
Welcome back. So, this week we are going to talk about a reissue of Fall Heads Roll from, obviously, The Fall, which has just been reissued by Cherry Red Records. Now, they've had the rights to the Fall albums for several years now. In fact, quite quickly after Mark died, these affairs seem to get sorted out quite well. Some bands, they split up or people die and these things just disappear into the ether, but I think the Fall's back catalogue has been very well looked after since Mark passed away. And I actually picked up a copy of Subliminal tablet last year, sublingual tablet last year, because that was the latest at that point.
Yeah.
So this year we've had 4 heads roll, which is kind of, as we're discovering now by the fact it's selling out and all this sort of stuff, and it's a very sort of identifiable sleeve and that, it's a real fan favourite, this one. So we thought we'd give it a bit of attention, a bit of a cuddle, talk about it a bit. I will say, just get it out of the way, my copy hasn't turned up, which was pissed me off endlessly. But yours didn't it, Simon? Didn't it, Simon? Straight away.
Yeah, no, it came on the day of release. It was all good.
Obviously I know it well enough. I just haven't got a physical copy to talk about. So
yeah, I'm guessing it might have. They probably were trying to get it out for last year because it was originally released in 2005. But so this is the 21st anniversary. But there's a few different versions. I think I've just got the 2 vinyl one. I don't know if there's a box set one which has got all the B-sides.
Vinyl wise, you've got the black vinyl and there is a splatter vinyl, and because I ordered mine late, I thought I'll just go online and order the splatter vinyl without realising that this thing's popular. It's sold out way in advance, and apparently now the black vinyl is short stocked everywhere, so I'm just waiting for my copy to come through. It's that thing, if I cancel it now they might go, oh, we got it, oh, you've cancelled it, oh, never mind, and I've got to go find it somewhere else, so I'm just going to sit and wait patiently. But there is a 4 CD edition with 50 tracks,
Peel sessions, live things.
Yeah, Peel sessions, live at Leeds 2006, demos, alternative takes. So it's a really good, and it's not expensive. I think the CD version's about 27, 28 quid. It's not a bad thing at all.
See, this one I kind of remember because this is around the period I got into them properly. Like, first time I ever saw them and properly heard them. I knew of them, but I never really investigated much. I think I knew Mr. Pharmacist and things like that. But I saw them on the tour before this, which was for the real new 4 album, because I went and saw the Magic Band and they supported, and I was just captivated because I really enjoyed the songs. They were kind of a bit odd, but they were really catchy, but had enough of other stuff going on to make it go, oh, it's a little bit punky, a little bit poppy, a little bit all, like, it was a real nice mixture of stuff that they were doing with the real new 4 album. And he spent his whole time literally trying to piss off his own band. I've never seen someone messing with the volumes and taking, like, just
moving
basically pissing everyone off.
Turning things down, plonking keyboards.
Yeah, that's it. The bassist was basically trying to get his back up against his amp so he couldn't mess with his settings, and so basically this is the album after that real new 4 album. And I think it's the 3rd one with pretty much the same lineup, roughly. So this is Ben Pritchard on guitars, Steve Trafford on bass. I think he replaced Jim Ward, who went off to work with PJ Harvey, who wrote most of the last album. It's still got Spencer Birtwistle, who's been on drums for a while, and it's obviously got his wife, Alina, on it. And I think they really I think that the real new 4 album did really, really well, and I think they wanted to basically carry on the momentum, because I think the lineup they had and stuff, they, as I said, it's the more digestible side of the 4.
Think so. I think, but by their standards, it's quite catchy. It's kind of, it's not discordant. It's kind of listenable. You can kind of hum along to it in places. But it's not this. You know, this is a 90s 4 where they're very scattershot and very just weird. Yeah, just deliberately weird. This is a bit more. Well, I mean, it's got I Can Hear the Grass Growing, which is a great pop song.
Oh, by The Move.
Yeah. So and the fact that kind of fits in with the vibe and doesn't stick out says a lot about it. It's almost summery in some respects, I'd say. That might be going a bit too far.
I also think it's probably one of their best produced albums.
Oh, it sounds great.
It sounds great. I think they've gone to New York to record it, from what I was looking from the internet. And that's because the version I've got, there's like a... when you get it, there's like interviews and a timeline for the whole period. Yeah. So it's been quite interesting reading about it. But by the sounds of it, they worked quite hard on all these songs, went to New York, and... As I said, like, I don't know who the producer was, but every song, as you said, it hasn't got the usual where Mark seems to want to try and disguise the fact that there's a song there.
Yeah.
They're actually quite well done. Like, it starts off with Ride Away, which is really breezy song, like you said. Like,
Yeah.
it's got the backing vocals from his wife, got the little quirky, poppy keyboard bits going on, and that kind of carries on mainly through the whole album.
Yeah.
Sort of Pacifying Joy is I find it the poppiest, but it's also really heavy as well when it wants to be. Like, it properly kicks in. Do you agree?
Yeah, and I think definitely bass-wise, and I think they've always, Steve Hanley was the guy, but every subsequent bassist they've had in the Fall has been a real rock. Their sound is very much built around the bass, and when that bass slips in with a good sort of motoric sort of rhythm, there's nothing around that's better.
No, exactly. So you got Pacifying Joint was the second song. I remember that one so well. It's Mark, to be honest, I find on this one he's even tried to almost write choruses.
Yeah,
like, they're
really
not
has.
quite there. But yeah, like Pacifying Joint, like What About Us, that was brilliant. I love that one. The first three songs really sort of hammer away and sort of set the tone for the whole album.
Straight out
and then
the
you've
gate.
got other little, got other like weird ones, like Night in Aspen's it brings the mood down a little bit and keeps it a little bit more jangly. And then I think there's a reprise of it, Aspen replies, yeah. And then side 2 is the one. It's got my favourite Fall song. Blindness. I don't know what to say about it. Considering there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's the same bass line pretty much from start to finish with the same drum bit, a little bit of keyboard coming in and out.
What I love about it, there's one bit, like I say, it's the same bass line all the way through, and then there's just one section. It's about 4 minutes in where he just goes up the frets a little bit and then comes back down, and that's the only change in the whole song, and it's awesome.
Oh yeah. You think it's going to be a key change, but then it's not.
No, it's like he just went just straight back down.
Yeah, no.
Like Mark's glanced at him going, "What the fuck are you doing? Just play."
Yeah.
That's probably what happened, to be fair.
And then that song as well, considering that I think it's just so great. I was listening to it the other day. You can barely make out what Mark is even saying in that song.
Cool.
He's the most mumbly in that one. I think some of the other ones he tries to actually properly like sing a little bit and a bit of tune. That one is just mumble, but it works so well. And just the bass line is just killer, absolute killer.
Oh yeah, it's just relentless. And it's one of the. I had it on in the office the other day, and I'm just like this, just bobbing my head at my desk. I don't give
the rhythm
a fuck.
section. Yeah, the rhythm section just lock in. It's that sort of swing drum beat with just this pounding bass going on, and then the rest of the band just kind of just colour it. I could listen to that bass line all day. I don't know what it was about it.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and then it kicks into I Can Hear the Grass Grow, which is you said the move cover, which is it's a really good version.
They do pick strange covers. It's almost weird that they do covers because Mark is such a specific style of vocalist, singer, whatever he is. To pick songs to sing must be like, how do you pick that? Because he's got a very specific taste in music, hasn't he? He likes like Bo Diddley
Rockabilly
and Captain Beefheart and anything sort of post early 70s, I'd say. At most, he's just no shit.
Yeah, because then they've done a cover of the Kinks, isn't it? Victoria and stuff like that. But yeah, and then I find then like the songs after the Grass Grow start going into slightly more older style Fall. I think there's a little bit less poppy, a little bit more work to listen to them. And then the last song, I think it's the bassist sings on it because Mark's on there, but there's another vocalist who's a lot cleaner and more melodic, but it just finishes off on a high, to be honest. I can see that's it. It's a very, I'm trying to think what the word is. They've done a really, really good job, I think, of ticking all the boxes. So some of the old school Fall fans will like it, but then they can still keep the new ones they've got because there's enough melody and God knows what else in it. Yeah,
I think so. It's kind of they had some, like I said, the 90s were a weird time for them. And then in the early 2000s, from the Unutterable onwards, there's a couple of missteps.
Yeah.
Oh, You Are Missing Winner and a couple of bits that are still quite, oh, God. But they kind of picked a style that could be replicated live.
Yeah.
whereas before, it's hard to explain because they were always kind of independent. The album's kind of independent right in the early days, but the kind of gigs and clubs and pubs and things they were playing and the fan base they had were really ravenous for that the shit they were doing, which is almost industrial-ish. But now they're making something that's got a bit more mass appeal while still retaining their sort of fallisms, you know. So, because I know they were playing Glastonbury and stuff, 15 years ago-ish. And it just sounds great when they're on a big stage doing material like this.
I like it. I think everybody on the album contributes really well. Like Ben Pritchard's guitar works well. I thought he was a good addition to the band. And Elena, I think she really stands out a lot on this album. I think her contributions were slowly getting bigger for someone who originally was just sort of at the back. Like, she's singing on this one, very recognisable synth lines. But I think they didn't. This lineup this was the end of it, wasn't it? I think he pretty much sacked everyone apart from Elena on this tour, and had to basically get a whole load of just randoms, didn't he? Yeah,
because I kind of lose my timeline a little bit. Is this the TLC lineup? Because was the next one Reformation Post TLC? Because everybody went. Because they had a row with him, fight with him.
Yeah, that was it.
I think that's right. And then the lineup he had after that, I think, I might be wrong, stayed with him till the end.
Yeah, I think so, apart from his wife leaving.
Apart from, that's a theme in Mark's life.
No, I think this one was the one where I think they were booked to play a gig. It could have even been Glastonbury, but I swear he sacked his whole band literally en route to the gig, and then just got a load of random musicians and right, this is what we're doing. And still did a gig, even though no one probably knew the songs, which I don't think he really cared. Right, you just play whatever you want to. I'm going to rant over the top of it. No one will know.
But somehow everybody's like, oh my God, I've got to work with Mark E. Smith.
I know, considering his reputation, I'm surprised people still take the job.
Yeah, because it's such a... Reading Steve Hanley's book, it's such a life of drudgery in that band. I don't know, he stayed that long. I didn't realise he'd stayed that long. But, and everybody's like, oh, Mark, it's Mark, you know. But it's like, if it was in your life, you'd be like, do you know what? No. You'd like to think you'd be like that. It's almost like that Stockholm syndrome. But I think he's probably learnt it from Captain Beefheart, because that's what he did to his band early on, didn't he? Starved them and made sure they were secluded away from society on a little. It's almost like a commune sort of thing. It's very weird.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how his wives put up with it.
I don't know what attracted them to. I mean, we're getting personal now, but I don't know what they saw in it. It shows that some people are just attracted to musical or some kind of artistic genius rather than a physical look.
Yeah,
but it never lasts long. I mean, Brix wasn't with him that long.
No, Lena lasted 10 years? No, probably a bit longer.
Oh, is it? Was it that long?
I think so. Well, because she started before this one, so that would be 2000-ish, and then she made it through to almost the last album. So when did he die?
16, 17? 17, I want to say. 18, maybe.
Yeah, so, all right. Well, maybe about, it could be about 10 to 15, but...
It's true to say every one of these people loved playing in the foot. They loved the music, they loved writing the music, because they had pretty much free reign to do what they wanted music-wise.
Yeah. It's a good artistic band.
Artistic-wise, they're amazing. What a great band to be able to play in.
So, it's really good that it's finally got out. As I said, I've seen, obviously, people have been waiting for it, because I've seen comments that this album was never on stream. And I think it was always on Spotify, but it was never on Apple.
Yeah.
I went to stream it the other day on Apple just because I was in the car. And you can see that, obviously, everyone's gone, oh, it's finally there, because it's like the top list of all the stuff that people have been listening to. And it's just a cracking album. Like, it's one of those ones, I said, I'm not planning on going back and buying too much, but it's one of those ones which always stood out for me. So I was really glad that it's finally come out again. I can add it. I only got the real New Fall album the other year, so it's a good addition. It's just such a solid one for me. It's actually one which you can easily listen from start to finish and not actually get bored, because there's just so much going on and there's some really cracking tunes.
It's just that era. It's not even just specifically this album, but that era, that sort of 5-6 year period where they were really in form. It was gold, and then there was Imperial Wax Solvent, which I think came out after this. It was post TLC, which was good. Country on the Click, like you said, was a great album. right through, Your Future, Our Clutter, and then Sublingual that period. There's about 5 albums or so that were really, really good. That's GB. That was a great one.
No, he was on form. Yeah, I think the Clutter album. That was the last tour I saw them on.
Yeah,
that was in Australia. Yeah, that was very unique. I don't think many people in Australia really knew the Four too much. No. I just kind of remember it was a half-empty room, but it was just enthralling just to watch him piss everyone off. Really, so
it's funny because obviously dying doesn't help, but. There was nothing.
It really slows down the productivity.
Are we going to do a new album or what? Is he coming? But there was nothing to suggest that band was ever slowing down. It was just still.
Yeah.
Because the last album was great. He got a good solid band for the last sort of 2-3 albums, and they really were a good solid band.
Yeah.
And they were still writing good stuff. They were still gigging. So there was nothing to suggest they were even slowing down. They were just entering the. It wasn't even that old, I don't think. Mid-60s, about 62, something like that. I don't even, maybe not even that, but...
It's almost a bit like Ozzy. You just always expected them to be there, like they just become part of the furniture. Every year you expected a new Fall album, or every 2 years a new Fall album. Every 2 years you'd probably say, oh yeah, they're playing this venue or that one. They were just... They are the Fall. That is the end of it. Like, do you know,
part of the fabric, aren't they?
Yeah, so I think when he finally died, you just went, oh shit, I won't have a new Fall album. It just became like. So I think John Peel said it himself. He goes, they were that band that you just always waiting for the next release. It's like us. It's probably like us now with the Malvins. We just.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird when they ever decide to call it a day because we're just used to. Oh yeah, next year there'll be another Malvins thing.
Yeah, you're just on a journey with them. You might not always love everything, but there's always something interesting. Oh, what are they going to do next? And then Mark dies, and it's suddenly like, okay, that's the catalogue. That's that there is a finite amount of Fall, and I mean, there's a lot of it, but still, that's and it's just sad you're not going to get any more. Even now, like 8-9 years later, whatever it is, it's sad that we're not going to get any more. So when these reissues from Cherry Red and the like come about. And you get all the bells and whistles and bonus tracks. Okay, we're vinyl guys. We're just going to buy the album as is. But you can buy the CDs with live sets and demos and big Peel session. All this sort of shebang, and it's all fresh again. So this has come out, and it's like, we give it a bit of attention because it's a great album. And I don't know what the next one's got. I can't even remember what now they've got to release. They keep releasing sort of every 12 months or so. They'll re-release something.
Well, I'd imagine that at the moment they seem to be doing the later years period, so I imagine it'll be like the Clutter and the Reformation, and all those sort of ones. Because I think like Beggar's Banquet were the original ones for the early stuff, so I think it'd be good. And Rough Trade, I think, as well, wouldn't it? They were the other label they were on.
Rough Trade, yeah.
So, no, they're just one of those ones, like, I think... They're not for the faint-hearted to get into, but I think they're one of these bands that I find if people give it a chance and can get past, Mark's way of singing, his vocal stuff, his lyrics and things, and the music can at times just be just hard work. Like, there is just something with them that you'll just suddenly click on one little part of it and then it all makes sense and you can kind of forgive it. Like, they're weird. They're a band that I think I heard a few songs where I'm never going to enjoy it, but then I just took a little bit more time and then they just sort of click and you kind of get obsessed by them. They're very easy to go, I get into that. That's why I kind of like the Peel sessions, like that box set I had. Because in some ways it was a bit more of the cream, and then generally as well the versions they did live in session, I've always got more energy, a bit heavier, a bit more to them. So I always found that they was in some ways my perfect versions of the songs. So I do recommend the Peel sessions. They're always good. He was a big friends with John. They had a mutual respect to each other.
Yeah.
So no, long may the Fall reissues keep coming.
And I dare say we'll be talking about them again at some point because it's another one of these that we're both big. There's not a lot of bands that we're both really big fans of, and this is one of them. So.
No, yeah. So there you go. So that was brilliant. I'm so glad it's finally out again. I'm glad people are keeping these albums alive, and that's what it's all about, really. Reintroducing it to a new new generation, and I think that's just the beauty of it, really. What can you say?
Hopefully mine will turn up.
Yes, indeed. You're not having much luck with these ones, are you?
Oh, let's not even talk about the Alice in Chains box set. Never mind.
See if he explodes.
Never mind, he says, clenching his fists.
All right. Well, there you go. That is the feature, the real new Fallout. No, sorry. Fall Heads Roll. Jesus Christ. Okay, that was the feature for us. The Fall Heads Roll reissue, out now on Cherry Red. Go and check it out. Honestly, brilliant. Go and listen to the bonus stuff. Listen to the Peel ones. Listen to all the... Get the vinyl, but go and stream it as well, because there's so many extra things you can get from it. Right, let's go to the end. Waffle. It's the last bit of the podcast. It's the last part of the show. It's the last bit of our podcast before we have to go. Hello and welcome back to the end, Waffle. And let's see what we've got coming out. Let's see what's been like pricked our ears. I think you're the one who's actually this week got most of the stuff that you've come on shore.
Weirdly, I've sat with my record collector with a highlighter, and then never much for me really. But this time there is. I will start just by in the wider category of music news. A bit of a sad one. Ginger Wildheart has come forward and told us he has terminal cancer.
Yeah, I did see that.
Which is I can't remember what type of cancer is off the top of my head.
Sounds quite a rare one, from what I remember.
It is a rare one, yeah. And he's not having treatment. He said he's doing everything he wants to do, and he's just going to work until the Lord comes and takes him back, or the devil,
whichever.
He thinks he's got it up to about 2 years. He's always working on something. He's got a channel on YouTube actually where he's Ask Ginger. He just answers loads of questions everywhere, and I watch that quite religiously. It's really good. He's a polarising figure because he has had his troubles, shall we say? But I really enjoy him. I think he's one of the great sort of British rock songwriters in the last. Since the 90s, he's always got something great. Not so much for me these days, but there's always something I hear. And, okay, yeah, it's Ginger, but it is sad because he's, I've been a fan since the 90s, from right at the start, and I hope he gets to continue to do whatever he has left on his plate before he's gone. So. It's an odd one for somebody to be up front to do like a living obituary sort of thing, so we don't want to get morbid. He's not getting morbid about it. He's like, listen, I've had a great time, I've done all this stuff, and I just want to keep working, so fair play to him, and I hope it's enjoyable sort of... I hope he gets to enjoy the end, so to speak, rather than it being knocking him off his feet and making him ill. We'll see.
Yeah, I think some people, I'm trying to think what the words. I've had family members and other people with cancer and stuff. I think some people put a lot of effort in and they can extend it for a certain amount of time, but some people just kind of go, if they're happy and they feel like they've done everything they need, then good on them for just saying, I'd rather not go for all this just to live another year or whatever it is. I think that if he's made peace with it, everyone else should, and just... As I said, just cherish his time left, really. If he's going to go out and do a tour, get down there, go and see him. As you said, I don't love everything he's ever done, but he's a character. He can write a song, so I bet you he'll put 100% even more into every gig. So now's the time to go and see him, if anything.
You're absolutely right. He's a character, and there's not many of them in that scene, and he's been there for decades now. So
I've seen that two of the old bandmates, Danny and CJ, have both done responses to the news and basically said they've been in touch and tried to basically bury the hatchet. And
good. That's good.
Yeah, even if they're not going to play with him again, just to go, all right, we've had our differences, but draw a line and do it. So that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, no regret.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's pick things back up again after that tragic news.
So, the first one I noticed was Monster Magnet's Dopes to Infinity album. He's been reissued on vinyl. I love Monster Magnet, however, I don't know much of their stuff. Super Judge was one of my grails that I picked up last year.
Yeah.
And then the only one, aside from that I really love that I wanted to pick up was Dopes to Infinity, which is silly expensive. So... that just jumped out the pages of upcoming releases. I was like, huh? What?
Oh, cool.
Nobody told me. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's coming out actually very quite soon, a couple of weeks, 10th of April.
Okay, wicked.
I will, after we finish this, I'm actually going to go online and try and find myself a copy before
It all goes.
I find another situation like Alice in Chains and The Fall. So we'll see.
Oh, cool. I'm guessing they're doing some variations. Is it going to be... Is it expanded, do we know? Or is it just a straight... Is the new...
Honestly, I haven't looked into it that much. I've just reading what I've seen, so I don't even know what label it's on. I would assume it's like music on vinyl or something. Their labels, they were on to be fair, they were on A&M at the time, and I don't think A&M are really known for doing reissues of things, you know, in the way like a Cherry Red is or something.
Yeah.
Especially with a band that didn't really do anything for them. So I will let you know, I'll report back.
Wicked.
And then after that, I found out Testament are reissuing their classic Practice What You Preach.
Don't know it, but okay.
It's their third album, I want to say. It's a great album, don't get me wrong. A lot of people they're not really interested in Testament past their sort of third, fourth album. And obviously, you know, I've talked about it before. I think everything they've done over the years has been fantastic. The last album's superb. The one before that was superb. They're still a really good, strong band. What threw me with this is they're reissuing it. It's on yellow, orange swirl, which looks really cool.
Okay.
It's got new artwork, which is like black and white.
Right.
And it's like a sort of panned-in version of the sleeve. Looks great. 46 English pounds, Simon. 46 English pounds. It's not even a double.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, where did you even get that price from? It's weird. It's on Blast First, which is their current label, so they must have got the rights to their earlier stuff. I don't know if they're going to reissue anything else, but I immediately, because I was like, oh, I'm going to order this, great, because every time I see a second-hand copy at a fair or something, they're normally, I don't know, 50, 60 quid, and old thrash albums are generally kind of trashed because they've been played a lot, so you struggle to find decent copies. So yeah, I thought I'm going to pre-order that. 46 quid,
you might wait. Wait like Memento Mori and you can buy it somewhere else.
Yeah. I'll wait to find it in 10 years time. When I regret it immediately and it's sold out and it's suddenly 100 quid. But it just annoys me when there's no justification for. I can't imagine why, how they've arrived at that price.
Yeah.
They're not a massive band. It's not a classic loss. It's not the album that everybody's going, oh my god, it's not that.
No.
It's just an Old Testament album, and I don't know where you pulled that price from.
I get you. Like, I think the next feature we might be doing is the Corrosion Conformity album, and even that one's a double. You can get it on colour, and that's 32 quid. So it seems unusual why this one's so expensive.
Well, it's you know, when you get a record store day, which we'll probably talk about again soon as well, annual sort of whinge. But you know, they will release a specific album, and you go, oh great, they're reissuing that, and you look at it, it's 50 quid, and you think, why? Yeah. There's no bells and whistles. It's just a standard reissue, and it's just that, isn't it? I don't know if it's greed or there's some unknown cost that we're not aware of, distribution or manufacturing or licensing or something, but it's a ridiculous price for what is essentially just a relatively known mid-period thrash album.
Yeah, okay. It is what it is. Alright, fair enough. Yeah.
Maybe it'll come down, maybe it won't. And then the other thing I just thought I'd pick up on, this just came on my radar yesterday because it's big news. It's Paul McCartney's doing a new album, his first in 6 years.
Oh, what was the last one? 3?
3, which was 2020, I want to say.
Okay.
I've got to be honest, it's called The Boys of Dungeon Lane. It's supposedly a very nostalgic sort of album back to his early Liverpool days.
Right.
I'll be honest, I don't... there's a couple of Paul McCartney albums I know, but yeah, he's a Beatle. He's one of the all-time... You know, when people talk about the all-time greats, he's like one of them. Absolutely. So anything he does is always big news. So it might be worth a go, especially if he's going to he's 83 now, and if he's sort of going to mellow it down a little bit, and maybe he's taking a bit more time about it. He used to throw a lot of albums out. Maybe he's taking a bit more time over, and maybe there's going to be some gold on it. You don't know.
Okay.
But I can't imagine. Like I say, I'm not a big fan, but there's nothing bad on it. It's Paul McCartney. He's one of the greatest songwriters ever, so
still gigging.
It's whether it's going to be up my street or not, and he still does gig.
Yeah, I've been tough. I know a few friends went and saw him on the last tour and said it's fantastic. So he can do it. He's still going. He's
stamina on the man's amazing, and he's still got the voice. You know, So that might be worth I know one of the songs has been released as a single. I might give that a go, but in the wider musical community, maybe not in our world, even though big Beatles fans, it's still big news and worth mentioning out loud.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the Beatles, I love the Beatles period. The solo stuff, I dip in and out of. Like, there's one George Harrison one I like. I'm a huge John Lennon fan, but then I think his solo career is incredibly patchy. But yeah. I just like John Lennon, so I've always listened to it, but I do see the limitations. I think I've only ever heard one of Ringo's, which was his first one, which was pretty much part written by nearly every Beatle there was.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Paul McCartney's ones I've never really dipped into. Never been a fan of Wings, but I've changed my opinion on Paul over the years. I was very anti-Paul.
Oh, I absolutely have. Isn't it weird? We all were. You kind of led to, because Lennon was the cool one. We all loved John. Yeah, and the more you read and the more you see and hear, and you realise, do you know what? It really was 3 on 1.
Yeah,
he was so, and he had to step away and go, you know what, guys? No, I'm not fighting this, but you're wrong.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like a, what's the word? Sort of bully mentality, really. And he stuck by his laurels, and nobody really won because the Beatles broke up, so nobody won. But he had his head held high. And
yeah,
one thing I've learned over the years is George Harrison was not a good guy. We know John wasn't, but yeah, George, really polarising character. I've been read and learned a lot more about it.
No, indeed. I think Ringo just quite happily became a functioning alcoholic for a long time, and was just.
To be fair, he's his last couple of albums, he's gone a bit more country direction. They're really quite rated.
I've not listened to
and
anything.
He had a number one album in America last year or the year before.
Oh, cool.
I've not heard it. I'm not a massive fan of his voice, to be fair, but it's Ringo. It's, he's a Beatle.
Yeah.
There's with the Beatles, there's always that, isn't there, that little tag? Yeah, but it's a Beatle. Yeah. They can walk on water. It's fine.
They had such a run. If they start running and doing some patchy albums, you can go, it's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. It's Paul.
You're allowed it. Oh, wonderful. I'll give that one a go. But we'll have to see what else is coming up. I said I've been busy with loads of other things and daughters' birthdays and God knows what else. To be honest, I've not had a chance to really see what's coming out. So I'll have to get my head back in the game.
I mean, to be honest, it's almost like you've got no priorities anymore.
I know, families, work. I know, stopping me from reading the local music press and.
Well, on this occasion, we'll just shake hands and call it a written warning. But we will be monitoring you.
You're putting me on a pip, are you?
So we'll brush this under the carpet and move forward positively. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I want more effort out of you next week, Chandler. Right?
Will do. Sorry.
I'm sorry you all had to hear that. That was awkward.
Yeah.
That was awkward.
I'll submit 2 more jingles. I'm sorry.
But the man needs to know where the land lies.
Okay, wonderful.
Anywho,
thank you ever so much for listening again, and we will be back in 2 weeks for another wonderful podcast with much more waffle and ridiculousness to come. So look after yourself. Excellent. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
You heard it online, and you think there's no rival. You want it for your collection, but have you heard it on vinyl?